Hello and welcome to Manoeuvre's essay writing session. Today we shall be seeing how do we deal with writing, do we deal with the techniques and tricks of writing an essay. Now when we talk about writing of an essay, what do we generally come across is things which are completely new to us in understanding or writing of a essay. This essay writing we especially are doing for our Tissnet examination, which is going to be held in this year itself, 2018. Let us see the steps which involve the basic essay writing skills which will help us in formulating a good essay, right? There are general rules which we need to follow while writing an essay, and some of them are already noted down over here, and we shall discuss about how to go about them and how to first write or formulate the essay in such a way that your essay looks complete, right? It should look complete in its sense. It should look meaningful, right? There should be full meaningfulness of the essay, and at the same time it should serve the purpose of writing the essay. When these three requirements are met, your essay is going to look completely as required, right? And we shall be never going wrong with our writing skills of an essay. Let's see what are the things which we'll keep in mind while formulating a good essay. Now first of all, we should be clear with our intention of writing an essay. Why do we usually write an essay? What is the purpose? The main purpose, the underlying purpose of writing an essay. Then emphasis on thought process. What do we think? How do we think? And in what direction do we think? That is the main idea. That is the main gist. That is the main striking feature of our essay. Now when we are clear with our thought process, only then we can formulate a given essay in a systematic format, right? I hope all of you agree with this particular part. Especially if you're not clear with the thought process, will you be able to come out with a consistent and distinct ideas or ideologies on which your essay will be based? Yes, it is very difficult. So we can do one thing is we can have a good thought process, develop it in such a way that we can bring out our thought process on our paper, on our writing art and our writing skill, right? So after the thought process comes the clarity of ideas. When you have nurtured your thought process and given it a direction, you will definitely go about having clarity of ideas, the ideas which you will put down in your essay, right? The summing up of your thought process. Whatever you had thought, whatever things came to your mind after reading about the essay, all those things will be summing up into a given particular format, and that format will show you the clarity of ideas that you will jot down, that you will put forward and put across in your essay. When you have a clear mind of thoughts, clear mind of ideas, that if the essay is based, for example, on education, you know what all things you will cover while writing down or penning down your essay. You will cover the ideas which will be very clear to you. For example, the ideas that you have developed during your thought process, which may involve the current education scenario, the past education scenario, right? And the future education world, or the education of the future generation, how it is going to impact the future generation as well as the future of the nation or a world at large. All these things will be involved in your thought process, and all these clarity of ideas will then be taking place in your writing skill, correct? That is another way which you can be clear with your ideas. All right. After that, we shall move to the basic knowledge awareness. Now, when you are processing your thoughts, when you are coming up with clear ideas, you can do so only when you are having a background knowledge, at least on that given topic. When there is an essay given to you, when you read or when you come across the topic of the essay, if you are not even aware of the lines on which you will write the essay, that is your background knowledge of that particular topic, formulation of ideas and going about a good thought process will of course become way bit difficult for you, right? So in that case, what do is we generally try to expand our knowledge well before preparing or writing an essay, that is well before your examination, correct? So this is basic awareness, at least basic knowledge of the given topic, that is must required for a good essay to formulate, correct? Then, after your awareness, after your clarity of ideas, after your clarity of thought process, what we come down to is formatting and organizing of the content. Here, what do we mean by formatting and organizing the content is that when you organize a content, when you format whatever thought process you have developed, whatever ideas you have come with, and whatever knowledge you have understood, you formulate it, you organize it to in such a good manner that your essay looks consistent and meaningful, like we discussed. It should have meaning and clarity, and that will come only when you organize and format your ideas in a systematic manner. It should not be haywire, right? It should not be vague, that is very rough and very raw. For example, in one passage you have given information about one particular topic, and the second passage is having the information about some other topic though, but it should be in connection with the topic that you discussed already in the first paragraph. The two ideas or the two ideologies should be matching with each other or should be in sync with each other. It should not be something else in a different way which is presented in first paragraph and completely different route that you have adopted in the second paragraph. That will make your essay look quite unclear, right? The reader will not be able to connect himself with your essay, and then again it will not serve the purpose of writing a good essay. So formatting and organizing of the content is equally important. Clarity of the topic, of the title topic. Yes, you should be very clear with the title topic. Whatever title you are giving to your essay should be clear and sound. It should be very much easily understandable and easily graspable by anyone who comes across to read your essay. If the topic is not clear and it does not match with the content of the essay, definitely it is not going to give a good message to the examiner or to anyone who who reads your essay. Alright, and after that we move on to the exact writing part of the essay, that is the main body, which is physical body of your essay. That is the introduction part, which generally is there in the first paragraph that we write. The introduction will give a very good idea to the reader. What kind of a writer are you? Are you an average writer? Are you a good writer? Or you are an excellent writer, right? You can be categorized immediately by giving a good introduction into your essay. If the introduction is up to the mark, you have already won half the battle. That is what we say. By mere good introduction, you can really put a good impression in the mind of the reader. But if your introduction is completely, incomplete, like we say, if it is somewhat haywired, if it is somewhat distorted, somewhat quite vague, or like we say that it is not easily understood or not given full connection, not in connection with the topic, then again it may pass a wrong message to the reader. He might think that you might be an average or below average writer, and here he may lose interest in reading the new part of your essay, that is your main body paragraph. If your introduction is strong enough, the main body will be interestingly read and understood by the reader himself or herself, right? So the main body paragraph comes next after the introduction. This will include all the basic info, that is your basic thought process that you had developed earlier, your clarity of ideas. All this will be chunked out in your main body paragraph, right? The main body paragraph can be divided now further into 1, 2 or 3, or maybe even 4, depending upon the topic, upon the length of your essay, the information that you already have about the topic. According to that, you can divide your main body paragraph into 1, 2, 3 or 4 parts, right? So that is how the main body paragraph can be gauged or can be divided. That is how your main essay can be subdivided. Okay. And the last part is your conclusion, which is generally your summary. Whatever you have written down, whatever you have penned down in your introduction and main body part can be summed up together and expressed in your conclusion. Conclusion can be of say 5 to 6 lines, maybe 8 to 10 lines. That is up to you. How do you draw your conclusion and how do you summarize it in your essay? So when you put to use all these basic contents of your essay, it is surely going to give out a very good idea and very good organization of the content, and that will in turn make your essay look complete, authentic, and written in a perfect and concise format, right? So this is how we usually understand how essay writing can be done. Now when you follow these steps, you are never going to get it wrong, and that is a promise, right? So for now we have understood this much, and then you will be going ahead with our online programs as well. For more videos, you can click here on this particular box over here for our more videos and more information for TISBAT examination, right? And you can also join us for our online video package. You can join us for our online video package, and also you can buy books for your TISBAT examination. And for any queries for that matter, you can call us on this number 8828581455, 8828581454.